afternoon, everybody. My name's Sarah. It's Tuesday, and as such, I am returning to work for the first time in like 10 days. I am not particularly excited about it, but you can see I'm going back to work by the fact that I have 2 pairs of glasses on top of my head. Today's vlog is going to be a little bit short, as I kind of spent the morning just preparing myself to get back to work, just boring stuff, computer stuff, and all that happy horse manure. But I did want to put together a quick Zwift tip for you guys. I wanted to show you how to get the most accurate road feel and resistance input and output out of your system if you are using Zwift. Let's ride. So I want to start out by saying that the best way to use Zwift is any way that you're going to use it to get yourself motivated, to get on the bike, to get stronger, whether you're a cyclist or you're just using it as a way to exercise, something different than the gym. You don't have to spend a ton of money getting your Zwift system set up in the same way that I do to get a good workout through Zwift. That being said, the most accurate way to get a road feel out of Zwift is to do so with a smart trainer. If you don't have a smart trainer, this video probably isn't going to help you very much, but you could watch it, give yourself some tips that if you do upgrade to a smart trainer down the line, whether you pick one up on sale or you find one used or you borrow one from a friend, this might help you to get a more accurate, immersive experience with Zwift. So to do what I'm about to tell you about is actually pretty simple. I've been using Zwift only for about a couple weeks, and I used it in beta a long time ago. But I was playing around in the menus and kind of saw this a few times and didn't do much with it right away because I just kind of wanted to get a feel for the system. But there is an actual area to turn up your trainer resistance. By default, Zwift sets up your trainer resistance at about 50%, and 50% is actually at about 50% of real road feel. So my only real gripe with Zwift so far is that you can't enter your settings menu unless you are in the ride protocol. So you actually have to enter a ride, you have to choose a course, you have to get in there, and your little guy's got to be sitting on the side of the road ready to ride in order for you to enter the settings menu. So if you do enter the settings menu, right under the little wheel for settings, there is something in the middle called trainer difficulty. And this is literally the amount of resistance that the smart trainer will apply to your rear wheel in proportion to the terrain on the road. So today, for the first time, I actually cranked that up to 100% to see what kind of a difference it makes. And it actually makes a huge difference in terms of the accuracy on the road. Now, that being said, if you are afraid of losing your speed or having to work harder for your speed, that's not specifically the case. Your speed on the road in Zwift is a direct correlation to your power to weight ratio. So whatever your weight is programmed into Zwift and your power is, you will go that fast regardless. What the trainer difficulty will do is it's going to force you into a gear or a cadence that is more appropriate to the terrain on the road. So the biggest difference I notice is not even in the steep areas, it's more in the small risers. Some of the small rises in the road, when you are in 50% difficulty, you really don't see a huge difference in the amount of power you need to apply. But when you turn that trainer resistance up to 100%, all of a sudden at that 1, 2, 3% grade, you realize that your cadence is being forced down a little lower, and you have to raise your power in order to maintain that speed like you would on the real road. I think it's a little bit, for those people who are less concerned with the game and more concerned with the training experience, this is something that's probably important. It's not going to be exactly like the real road, but it's going to help you to simulate and concentrate and be focused on what you're doing to respond to the real road as you would if you were outside. I noticed a difference quite a bit in the steep areas as well. It wasn't necessarily harder to go uphill, but I noticed that when before I could probably climb up a hill in the big ring that I probably wouldn't be able to on the real road. I would still adjust my power and cadence accordingly, but now I'm being forced to go into a big cog in a small ring, as I would have to on the real road. And sometimes my cadence is forced to a point that I'm not going to be able to hold it at a perfect 90 if I'm at 15, 16, 17%. Now, your trainer is going to kind of be a limiter in this regard if you're talking about very steep areas. Most trainers are limited to about 13 to maybe 17% gradient in terms of its ability to be controlled, after which it becomes less accurate. I mean, you're not going to probably be simulating 20 to 25% grades for very long or very often on something like an indoor training session. But that being said, for the most part, for most of what you're going to be doing in Zwift, the trainer will adjust to an area that's pretty accurate to what you would do on the real road. This feature of Zwift is probably going to be most important for people who are focusing on climbing and working out and developing their ability to fight against gravity. But it can actually come in handy with those people who might be training on flat roads or doing, time trial efforts, things to that effect. Like I said, the small rises and declinations in the road are actually better interpreted by your trainer if you turn that trainer difficulty all the way up. So when you're trying to judge your power on certain, even false flat grades or false descents, it's going to be a little bit more accurate to what you would find on the real road. So this might come in handy for triathletes, time trialists, or people who are just trying to even work out for crits and things like that, because those things are real. On the road, you're going to find, these areas that might not be as significant in terms of a climb, but they are going to force you to adjust your cadence and effort.
No, this isn't dirt. This is stupid.
In any event, I hope this little tip was helpful for you guys. I know that there's been quite a few people in comments that I have seen on my own videos and others that people are a little bit nervous about turning up the resistance on the trainer, if it's going to create problems, if it's going to make them unable to ride. I didn't see that as the case. I saw it as just kind of being a more accurate reflection of what's going on the road. I wouldn't say that it's a huge night and day difference, but it is significant enough where you say, yeah, you know what, this is more accurate. If I was on a 7% grade, this is the gear I would be in, this is the cadence I would be at, this is going to be more accurate reflection of what would happen on the road. So I hope that's helpful for you. If anybody has any comments or questions, please leave them in the comments down below. I will do my best to answer what I can. I am by no means a Zwift professional. I'm learning as I go, and I'm trying to pick up as much as I can to create the best indoor training environment for me so I can stay on track, so that I can go into the in-season strong as humanly possible. But if you guys have any other things with Zwift that you would like to see me make a video on, please, I am open to ideas, looking for ways to maybe try to make my cycling hobby a little bit more interesting in the wintertime and be able to share things with others. So thank you guys so much for watching. I am going to go to another fun-filled day at work, and hopefully I'll pick up a little bit more interesting of a vlog tomorrow. All right, guys, catch you in the next one.